Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Kool-Aid Podcast. Big result today. I don't know if you guys saw, but great results all around. 4-0 win. What else can we ask for? And we're keeping the winning streak going. Going now. I believe there's 11 games left in the season.
Yes, 11 games left in the season.
So it's looking good, guys. I don't want to jinx it, but it's looking good right now. But welcome back, guys. As always, I have my co-host Elias. We
What's up,
always
guys?
post the link on Twitter for you guys to join and drop by, give your opinions, your thoughts. And let's get right to it. Elias, what a game we just saw today. Thoughts?
Thoughts? Okay, I would say that today was a very good performance. I tweeted like right before the game saying like, hey, this could have been like a very tricky game because a game right after the international break, Barcelona don't do that well after international breaks. A team where they're fighting to stay in the first division. Barcelona is out with a bunch of key players, no Frankie de Jong, no Pedri, no Van den Bellen, no Christensen, and a couple other players. This game could have turned out very differently, and this could have been like a shock result. Luckily, it wasn't. Barcelona got the win, and they basically put four past Elche. I thought the team played very well overall. I don't think we were troubled at any period of time. Elche did make it difficult for us. I think they gave up a fight. They didn't make it easy. Just Barcelona were very good up front. There were some very good performances from certain players. We're going to dive right into that later. But this is how Barcelona lined up. Let me show my screen real quick. This is how Barcelona lined up, Alex. So it was. I was actually surprised that Araujo started though, because like we have mentioned like before the international break that he was feeling some discomfort, and so like he was a doubt. Obviously, there's no Busquets, there's no Rafinha, none of these players, no Frankie De Jong. But Barcelona started with Jordi Alba, Marcos Alonso, Araujo, and Kuhn in the back line. In the midfield with Sergio Roberto, Eric Garcia starting as a pivot, which I really liked.
Yeah,
Xavi hinted in yesterday's press conference, like right before the game, like saying, "Hey, we've been working on Garcia as like to be that pivot. Like we've been testing it out, and I like what we saw. We're definitely going to dive more in detail. But then Gavi to complete that midfield. Now up top, the only players that we had available: Ansu Fati, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. Now, Alex, which players stood out to you the most? What do you make of this lineup? Like, would you want to see some changes, for example? Like, would you want to have for example, the center back partnership of Araujo Kunde, Araujo rested? What do you think?
well, I just wanted to say that random, well, not necessarily random, but as rare as the lineup that we saw today, as much as rare as it was, I thought it gave us the results we needed.
Uh-huh.
And this is the whole point of rotating your players and resting your players. Considering especially we have a big game next Wednesday. And
Against Real Madrid, yep.
exactly. So I thought it was the right step, the right decision to take. And I will say that defensively, we were solid enough to not concede today.
Mm-hmm.
There was that one instance where Carmona, the Elche player, got injured mid-run, and it could have probably been a goal.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was actually like a stroke of luck. What's it called? Carmona basically threw on goal. It's a 1v1. And if he doesn't go down injured, that's that. And if not for like a key save from Ter Stegen, we probably could have gone.
exactly. But yeah, um, you know, I thought overall we were solid defensively. I understand why Araujo was rested, however, just because I mean why he wasn't rested. I'm sorry. The reason he wasn't rested, and I think, is because you have half of your back line, your starting back line resting. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's such a leader in that defense, and he's such an important player. And I think he's our best defender. So I thought, giving all of that, Xavi said, well, let's not risk it entirely. Let's at least secure the no goals. And Conde right back. Yes, I would have liked to have seen him center back, but he still did a great job. Now in the midfield, Sergio Roberto, I thought he gave a decent performance, an
Yeah.
all-around decent performance. He did what he was asked, and he executed it properly. Gabi, I thought he had a great game. He was definitely pulling the strings today, creating chances, getting the ball back, and just typical Gabi play. I thought he was great. And Eric Garcia, one that did surprise me, seeing him in that midfield. I remember in earlier, excuse me, earlier this morning reading the lineup, and I see Garcia in the midfield, and I was surprised. But um, be that as it may, I thought he did a great job. Who knows? Maybe he's playing the wrong position. I know he does have a great range of passing, and
Hmm.
he's a player that is comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
I think what lets him down ultimately is sometimes his decision making as a center back and his
I,
one-on-one defending.
I would also say that Eric Garcia does have a mistake on like in him. He has like that bozo gene where like he can be playing really well and give that mistake which would lead to a goal. Um, and so with his like passing range and being a little bit more up in the field, he's being protected. You basically maximize his attributes. He's fantastic on the ball. The only thing that I would say is that, of course, I thought he played well in that position. Just we need to see more of him. You can clearly
Yeah,
tell that this is like his first time playing in that position because I thought in some instances he didn't show off. Like he didn't ask for the ball enough. He didn't take some risks. But he played good in the position. I thought he played well. And this is a player I would like to see more. Maybe towards like the
yeah,
end of the season when the league is wrapped up and like there's a couple games left, Xavi can experiment,
for
add some
sure.
youth players, or play Eric Garcia in the pivot role.
Exactly. And up top, I thought we saw master classes all around today.
Masterclass.
Um, yeah, I think we had an offensive masterclass today.
Okay.
First and foremost, Lewandowski. Great to see him
Brace.
back on the score sheet. Yeah,
Hmm.
beautiful, beautiful brace. I really liked the first goal. Great cross. Araujo got his head on it and landed at Lewandowski's feet, and a master finish. The way he made the ball bounce, the defender couldn't get it, um, and yeah, I thought Lewandowski he did what he does best. I mean, there's a reason he's one of the best strikers in the world. Complete world class performance from him today. And I was very happy to see him, get a brace because lately he hasn't been scoring as much as he's used to, and it's good. It's good for his confidence, and it's good for the team because we win. Ferran Torres, I thought he had a really good game actually.
Okay.
As of late, I've been a big critic. I really like him as a player, but I really hate his inconsistencies. And I thought it was a great performance for him today. Gave some good passes, has some good ideas, took some good risks. He led up to the second goal, I believe.
Yeah.
And
He gave the pass to Ansu Fati,
right,
which led to the second goal. Hmm.
and I was really convinced with his performance there, and he had a great finish in his goal, perfectly placed in the bottom left corner. And now, saving best for last. Man, was you don't understand how much I enjoyed that Ansu Fati performance today. You don't listen. I've been such a big fan of him since he came in the scene and since he became. I believe he's still the youngest player to score in the UCL. No,
Um, I think it's the PSG player Zamir Emery. I
but
think
to score too, because I know he's the youngest to appear, but I don't think he scored.
oh well I don't know, maybe Gavi.
Well, be that as it
I
may,
don't remember. Yeah, but like he's still like
I've,
one of the youngest.
yeah, I've been
It's
watching him since
impressive.
2019,
Yeah.
and man, he's such a joy to. Well, 2020, I believe, but he's such a joy to watch, and I was so happy for him today to score that goal, and it was a great goal.
Hmm.
I really like the build up to the play. They were playing down the right side, Conde and Torres taking some touches, and then Torres holds the ball up, gets the through pass under pressure, um, and then Ansu Fati just takes off. And when you look at the play, you see him slow down a couple times, and you're like, well, what's he gonna do now? Is he gonna pass or keep going? But he
Hmm.
was doing that just to throw the defender off to think, hey, maybe he's gonna pass it, or maybe he's just gonna try to shoot. And then when he does a little shimmy and goes to his right foot, and what a beautiful
Hmm.
finish.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy. It's not a top bin, but I love me some bottom bin finishes, and it was such a neat finish. And more than that, I was really happy with his game today. He got some good chances. He got into really good positions. There was a play where Lewandowski was through on goal, and he was looking to do a side pass, square it to Ansu Fati, but unfortunately the defender got in the way. But it shows
Yeah,
Ansu
I
Fati is
remember
hungry
that.
for the goals, and I love it for him, man. I love to see him get on the score sheet, bring the confidence back, and bring back Ansu Fati, because if he's back, you have your left wing secured.
Yeah, exactly. Now I do agree that they had good performances. Just at times, I felt like they were a little bit lost. I thought that the ball wasn't getting to them, or if there were, for example, I saw a couple of times where Ansu Fati was making a runs and Barcelona just like weren't passing him the ball. I thought this was a game in which we needed good performances from both Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres, because this is a chance where, like, hey, there's no Ousmane Dembele, there's no Rafinha. This is, for example, Pedri isn't here, so we're playing that with that 3-man midfield. This is a chance for basically like show Xavi that you should be starting instead of these guys.
Exactly.
And they got goals. I think both goals were fantastic, both from Fati and Ferran Torres. Fati, that driving run, driving onto the defenders, and a powerful shot to the bottom left hand corner, and Ferran Torres with that magnificent control to basically curl it into the top left, I would believe.
No,
Um,
I thought it was. I'm pretty sure it's bottom left.
oh, it was bottom left. Okay,
Yeah,
bottom left. But still, it
yeah.
was like both like
Great.
both great goals. And they took advantage of the moment. This is what we want to see. What a moment for Ansu Fati, because
Yeah,
we saw the media statements from his dad saying like, hey, Ansu Fati, he needs to be having minutes, or if not, he's going to be leaving the club. And Ansu Fati basically told Xavi, hey, no, this isn't the plan. I want to stay at Barcelona. I want to succeed, and showing the commitment. It's very
yeah.
important.
And this is why I hate when family gets involved. I think
Yeah.
it's the most toxic, worst thing that can happen. We see
Hmm.
it all the time with Ronaldo's sister, Messi's brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just
You
like family members in general.
Yeah, I know it's not good. It
Neymar's
definitely
dad.
gives a bad image. It doesn't do good
Yeah.
usually, and we see he's a player that's grown up with the team, and I think Barca players are amongst some of the most loyal players in the world. Um, that is excluding Luis Figo and Ronaldo. But
uh,
um, but yeah, it's I think it's bullcrap. At the end of the day, I don't think he's gonna go anywhere.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, I'm just glad to see that he's back, and I want to see more of this. If he is to start on Wednesday, which I don't think would happen, I want to see some of this for sure.
Okay. Okay. Um. So, question: what do you do with Ansu Fati? Because we can make like a whole episode to like discussing about this.
Yeah, so
But we'll just to tackle this real quick. What would you do with Ansu Fati?
I think Ansu Fati is not a winger. I think Ansu Fati is a nine,
You think Ansu Fati is a 9?
because do you see the way he plays? I understand he's fast and uh, he's got good skill moves. He's good on the ball, but is that I think he's more of a player that needs to be in the box. And I know he's not a tall and strong figure like Haaland or Lewandowski, but he's a player that he reminds me of. Sometimes the way he does things, he reminds me a bit of Sergio Aguero.
Okay.
He was a player that would drift out wide a lot to try to get the ball, wait for the pass, and then get in the box. I think the best way to play on Sufati would be to have him play off Lewandowski. I'm not saying
Okay.
do a two-man striking partnership, but you could do something that resembles it. Have Lewandowski as
The
as a
9, like the
nine,
solid. Hmm.
and then you could have Fati as like a 10 or a false
Yeah.
10, right? Have him play off him, and I think that would be a great combination to see. And we saw it today. We saw they were doing some great plays off of each other, and again, I think back of that play where Lewandowski's through on goal, and he has the option to his left of Ansu Fati, and I think we could see a lot of good come from this. It would just also depend on who's going to play on the right, if we are to play with the right winger, and how many midfielders we are to play with. But I think that would be the best way to optimize him.
Okay. Um, and would you keep Ansu Fati? Because, for example, with Ansu Fati not getting enough minutes, I was maybe thinking like, hey, if Ansu Fati isn't getting the minutes that he needs, because he's still a very young player, and we don't, for example, he could still be like a world class. he could be a world class player in like a couple years, in 2 or 3 years, in a couple seasons. And we don't want to sell him and like regret that decision, because then that would be like catastrophic. Having this player and just selling him off. Would you be in favor of a possible loan for Ansu Fati?
Yeah.
But then
For sure.
again, when you take into account the loan, who would it be? Would it be a Premier League team? A Premier League team? Would it be a team in La Liga, for example? Like like the team has to fit his style, his play style. It has to be a team where he is going to get minutes regularly. So what would you do?
Well, I think it would be great to, and I brought this up to Alvaro. I don't know if I've mentioned it here on the channel before, but I think what Ansu Fati needs right now is a loan move. Uh,
Okay.
I definitely think he needs to, unless he plays a lot more in this end of the season and it gives really convincing performances, which could happen, but I don't know that it will. Unless he does that, I think next season give him a season-long loan,
Okay.
no buy option, of course, and put him. I would put him in a Premier League team. I would try to look for a team like maybe a team like Chelsea that are struggling at the moment
Okay.
and don't really, unless again they get a lot of signings. Give it to a team like Chelsea that
But would you want Ansu
you know,
Fati like in Chelsea at the moment? Because Chelsea, like, yeah, Chelsea could be a great option, but Chelsea right now, where a team where is struggling, which is mid-table, which has like a lot of toxicity with the
yeah,
manager, with
but
the fan bases, like,
yeah, no, but I don't really think. Well, when you're asking me, well, what do I think? What team I think he should go for? I wasn't considering that, but the reason I don't think it's a bad idea to take him there is because it's a team that's struggling offensively,
okay,
and if he shows up just a bit, he's gonna get the playtime, whether it's under Graham Potter or somebody else. So yeah, maybe a team like Liverpool, but then again, you're changing football philosophies, you're seeing different play styles. So I think it's a question that I gotta I gotta be giving a bit more time with to really decide. But yeah, I wouldn't even be mad if he goes to a Serie A team or if he goes to even the Bundesliga. I think
okay,
the main issue is minutes, and I think we solved that by taking him somewhere that he is gonna get that, obviously.
yeah,
So
hmm
even a La Liga team, but then again, I wouldn't want that because it could come back and hurt us.
yeah, I could,
So, but yeah, I think a change of scenery would be good for him for sure.
yeah, I definitely agree. Because on top of that, when we bring on the addition and the rumors of Lionel Messi returning to the club, that's gonna even limit further the minutes that Ansu Fati and both Ferran Torres and even Rafinha and Ousmane Dembele. Because when you think about it, if Lionel Messi does come back to the club, the starting attack would be Lewandowski and Messi. If Xavi rocks with that four-man midfield, and so Ousmane Dembele, Rafinha, Ferran Torres, and Ansu Fati, they're all going to be limited on minutes. And then another option is like, hey, if he doesn't want to play with that four-man midfield, and he goes with the three, then it would be Ousmane Dembele because Rafinha can't play on the left. Um, and so you basically have four players vying for one position. And so this summer, I think it's the perfect opportunity for Ansu Fati to go for that loan move. I think the club should be looking at options, should be looking at offers, saying like, hey, we want Ansu Fati to get minutes, but we don't want to sell him. I think that would be a mistake, and the club don't want to go down that route. But guys, we talked about that really quickly. We are gonna make an episode just like later in some time discussing about the Ansu Fati situation in full. But Alex, but before we round off the episode, who is your well, no, what's your match rating and who is your man of the match?
So I'm gonna say my man of the match was Lewandowski. I
Okay.
think
Mm-hmm.
I know it's what is expected of him, but I thought he was very key today in everything he
Mm-hmm.
did. A second place would be given to Ansu Fati. Just I know, and it's not even because he had the best performance. I was just so happy to see him back and to see him doing what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either Lewandowski. Well, I'm gonna say Lewa. And match rating, I'll give it an 8.5. I won't give it a 9 just because, like you said, we did seem a little lost at times, but a solid 8.5 match performance, a
Okay.
match rating. So yeah, I thought it was a good win, a great result to have, and we're moving on. We gotta keep winning this.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I was actually gonna go for the same thing. Just the only difference is I am gonna give the game a 9, just because this could have been like a game gone horribly wrong. The team didn't fall, and this was like a good confidence booster just to keep the winning momentum ahead of that Wednesday game against Real Madrid. Guys, we are going to be making a preview. We are going to be giving some videos talking about that. And hopefully we do get some players back for that game. Unfortunately, there isn't going to be Ousmane Dembele, Pedri, or Christensen, but hopefully we see Frankie De Jong back for that game. But guys, before we end off the video, I want to send you guys off with this nice little view. As you can see, Barcelona are top of the table, 15 points, leading at the top. Now, let me zoom that in a little bit further. Right here. Let me go right here. As you can see, 15 points is what separates Barcelona from Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid do play tomorrow against Valladolid at home, so they could reduce that gap to 12. But let's hope they either draw or lose and then hope for a sharp result in which Barcelona can take advantage and basically say, hey, the La Liga title is done and dusted, and we are crowned champions. But guys, that was it for tonight's episode. As always, I post a link on Twitter. If you guys ever want to join and give your thoughts and your discussions on the topic, on Barcelona's recent game, or on our preview or like another episode, always feel free and welcome to. And as always, like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you guys all on the next episode.